In the first place, if we're going to do it, it's going to require a redirection of our thinking. I know you won't believe this, but by human nature, oftentimes we are led to think negatively rather than positively. Our human nature, we're born in sin, shaped in iniquity. Our human nature gives us a bent toward the negative instead of the positive. There are seasons, there are moments when you and I have to make ourselves be positive rather than negative. We will look at a situation and find everything wrong with it instead of talking about the things that are right with it. Come on, talk to me. We can look at our own situation and talk about how much we don't have and refuse to celebrate what we do have. And we have to guard ourselves against always being pessimistic and not optimistic, being people of fear and not people of faith. And I need some warriors in here today who can testify. There have been enough days in my life where I have talked myself out of my next possibility. I've talked myself out of my next opportunity. It's time now to pick myself up and dust myself off and begin to speak to myself positively and believe that greater things are still ahead. But you can't say it unless you think it. Listen, you talk like you talk because you think like you think. You live like you live because you think like you think. You behave how you behave because you think how you think. But when your thinking gets redirected, when it gets reoriented, when it gets refashioned, reshaped, you'll find yourself telling yourself, I can do. It is a necessity, my friends, to redirect our thinking. There's a woman in the Bible, they called her the woman with the issue of blood. We never got her name, but her story is given in a couple of Gospels. And when we find out her story, we find out she's been hemorrhaging for 12 years. She finds out that Jesus is passing by, and she believes that Jesus is a miracle worker, and Jesus can heal her hemorrhaging body. But there's one passage, one of the Gospel writers, I believe it's Matthew. Matthew says, listen, she said to herself, if I can touch the hem of his garment, I'll be made whole. Did you catch it? Let me give it to you again. The Bible says she's been hemorrhaging for 12 years. Most folk would think she'd be pessimistic and not believe that anything can happen about her situation. She'll never get better. Everything about her circumstance will always be negative. But your Bible says she said to herself, if I can touch the hem of his garment, I'll be made whole. She started talking how she was talking because she was thinking the way she was thinking. And she started talking to herself.